1.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Rowe. We're looking at Algebra 2B, Lesson 11. We're going to focus on solving a system by the elimination method. Now, while there are a couple of ways that you can solve using elimination, I'm going to focus on the elimination problems that you're going to see in the lesson. So some other lessons where you might have to use a different kind of elimination, I'll make another video for those types. So let's get started. So what is elimination? Elimination, as the name says, means that we're going to eliminate or cancel out one of the variables. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for a place where if we just added the equations together, one of the variables would cancel out. So now if we take a look at this particular example, if we look in the X column, right, or excuse me, the Y column right here, if I added negative 2y plus 2y, that's 0. Those cancel. That's what we're looking for when we use elimination. So we're going to cancel those out. We're going to now add the two equations together and see what we end up with. So what's negative x plus 3x? Well, that is 2x. Y is already canceled. So what's 16 plus negative 20? Well, that's negative 4. And so now I end up with a one-step equation that I solve. And just like that, I already have what x is. And so now I'm going to take that value, pick one of the two original equations, substitute to find y. So I'm just going to pick, and it doesn't matter which equation you pick. I'm going to pick this equation. Simple reason, that's 3x plus 2y. No negatives. So this is the equation. We figured out that x was negative 2. We're going to substitute negative 2 in. And now we're just going to solve for y. Add 6 to each side. And if we divide by 2, we get the value for y, which is negative 7. So the final answer here is going to be negative 2, negative 7. And you can check and verify to make sure that it works in both equations. So find a place where something cancels, solve for the first variable, then use substitution to find the second variable, and that's elimination. So let's take a look at another example. So now this time when I look, if I look in the X column, those are going to cancel. So add these two equations. What's y plus negative 3y? Well, that's negative 2y. And then 14 plus 6 is 20. If I divide by negative 2, I get y equals negative 10. So now again, I'm going to pick one of the equations. Again, it doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to pick this one again because there are no negative values in front of x or y. No particular reason, just that. So I've got 8x plus y equals 14. I know that y is negative 10. So now I'm just going to substitute. I'm going to solve for x. add 10 to each side. And when I solve this one-step equation, look at that, x equals 3. So my final solution will be 3, negative 10. And one last example. Now this time the equations are not in the same form, standard form. So what I need to do is I need to write them so that they are in the same form. And let's see what happens. And actually there should be just a little negative sign right there. I forgot to write that. So in the first equation, I'm going to add 2x to each side to put it in standard form. So that gives me 2x plus y equals negative 24. I've got my original second equation. So now, just like the last one, if I look at the x's, those are going to cancel. So add the equations together, and end up with 4y equals negative 24 plus 8 is negative 16. Divide by 4. Y is going to equal negative 4. And again, just pick one of the equations. I'm going to pick this one. And so I'm going to substitute negative 4 in for y. And now solve for x. I'm going to add 24 to each side. That's going to give me 20 equals negative 2x. And then we're going to divide by negative 2. X's are going to equal negative 10. So my final answer will be negative 10, negative 4. Hope this helps. If you're still confused, send me a teacher message or make an appointment for a help session.